Services Intelligence, the ISI, is reportedly playing a role in shaping this pre-election political landscape as far as Bangladesh is concerned. Perhaps this is also playing to the playbook of Mohammed Yunus, who wants to push those elections back. I want to go across to Siddhant, who has more details on this. What more inputs do you have, Siddhant, on this? The fact that this is a classic ISI playbook helping Yunus not just fuel anti-India sentiment, but perhaps even push back the elections.
Well, that's right. Zaka, this input has been brought to us by Securities Editor Manoj Gupta. And in fact, as you were mentioning before, that there have been many high-profile visits of the Pakistani army generals to Dhaka. And now Manoj is bringing this for us, that ISI directed Jamaat Islami and its students and Madrasa-linked affiliates not to lead but fuel it. Pakistan's ISI is not directing the unrest but is actively exploiting it. Its footprint is visible in the violence amplification and promoting Islamist networks. They have funded Bangladeshi media voices. Social media handles are operating from Pakistan. They are trying to show India in bad light, as India is seen as protector of Sheikh Hasina. This shows ISI old playbook of plausible deniability and low-cost destabilization. In fact, Manoj is also telling us ISI promotes local actors, provide faces, crowds, while Pakistan supplies ideology and online radicalization. In fact, last month, Zaka, I would also like to highlight this. Last month, there was the gathering of religious clerics. And in total, 19 religious clerics, Zaka, traveled from Pakistan to Dhaka, including the infamous Fazlur Rahman and many others like him. So it's a very well-planned, orchestrated, playbook, which is right now being executed in Dhaka. They're sending their clerics, they are sending their army generals, the ISI generals, they are sending ships to Chattogram port. Now, what is there inside those ships, nobody knows. So now Manoj is now bringing for us that ISI Bangladesh is a strategic country which can create pressure on India's eastern side. The attack on Indian diplomatic enclaves and showing his victory is a different narrative. So as per Manoj, this is ISI's playbook, which is right now getting implemented in Dhaka. And deliberately, it is not only ISI, calling the shots sitting in Pandey or Islamabad. They are actually involved in these protests. These are new groups, Zaka, which are mushrooming in Dhaka on the name of students' protest. July Alliance, then Inqilab Mancha, etc., etc. So these groups are largely responsible for ransacking the media houses, threatening journalists, going to the streets, protesting outside Indian High Commission. And Zaka, the other day, we reported that how the provocative speeches were made outside Indian High Commission. Anti-India slogans were raised, and not one protester was arrested by the Yunus government. And you see, Zaka, yesterday, Yunus came up with a statement after Hadi's demise, but not once he mentioned about the security of Indian diplomat, that how important it is for the relation between the two countries. He thanked the government of Singapore for the support. He asked people to remain calm, etc., etc., but not once he mentioned or condemned the protest outside the Indian High Commission.
Okay, Siddhant, stay on with us. I also want to go back to Mr. Siddiqui. The concern here, Mr. Siddiqui, is today will be a sensitive day. There is, of course, the Friday prayers. The students are out on the loose. Dhaka University is tense. And later this evening, I believe the body of this Islamist student leader, Hadi, will be brought back to Dhaka, which could again become a lightning rod for further anti-India protests. Yunus addressed the nation last night. As Siddhant was saying a moment ago, he said nothing. I mean, despite him saying whatever he said, the protests and the spiral of violence continues.
We are observing the same way as it is. My understanding and feelings like that's created. This Osman Hadi, till date, nobody knows who shot him, who killed him. Pointing out to Yunus's administration, some police officers mentioned about the Jamaat Shibir did it, and blaming each other. They are trying to foil the upcoming election he declared on February 12. This is my feelings. Because one interview, Muhammad Yunus saying that people ask for that he's staying in power for 10 years, 50 years. So that is the policy he's creating, showing the anarchy. This is not the environment for the election to be happened in February. So let me continue. And he can do his purpose for the appointee, those who assigned him to be here as a planted chief advisor. Because we know the big power always creates some monsters. And these monsters, they implanted the particular country and they want to fulfill their demands. I think in the meantime, he already signed a lot of agreements with USA. As non-disclosure agreement, people doesn't know yet what happened. He gave some ports to the foreign companies. He gave corridors, St. Martin's Island, and so on. We don't know that up to what level he is going to do so. And this anarchy created by this terrorist group, and Bangladesh is turning into a hub like Afghanistan or Syria. That very much the situation he is turning into. The attack happened yesterday in Rajshahi. One of the Awami League leaders' son was brutally beaten up and killed. In northern areas, another Hindu citizen, he was brutally assassinated in the name of violating the religious standards. So none of the perpetrators till date arrested or punished, because he is inspiring them, he is patronizing them. So we are very much concerned.
Kamalika, as well as Pandey, before we close out this segment. Kamalika, the point that Mr. Siddiqui made, when we saw the violence after Hasina's ouster last year, primarily the people who were targeted were Awami League folks or Hindus, minorities there in Bangladesh. Those same sets of people, same cohorts of people will become targets this time as well, have already become targets. What are you hearing from the minority organizations in Bangladesh, as well as, of course, these former Awami League entities and individuals as to what they have been doing in these last 24, 48 hours, certainly since the situation spiraled out of hand the way it has?
See, the sources in Awami League, they are saying that they are keeping in watch because they are not themselves present there. So already lot of their supporters, also lot of their workers, already they have died, they have been killed, they have been, besides behind the bars, they tried to come up with some protest after Sheikh Hasina's order, but they somehow restrained themselves. But this is something which has gone out of hand. Now, this is not in the hands of anybody. Then the second big thing is, which is happening now, is the people, general people are getting attacked. That is what is the concerning area, and also the minorities. We know that when Sheikh Hasina fled, and after that, the situation in Bangladesh, we know that Chinmay Krishna Prabhu, he's still in jail. We have seen that what type of persecution over the minorities have gone there, and after that there was huge international pressure. There was some restraint, but since last 48 hours, the entire thing in Bangladesh has gone out of hand. People, as the other speaker was mentioning, it's not the entire Bangladesh who is an anti-India, or they are supporting these radicals. Let me just, you would remember that we have interviewed one Professor Zubreda, who is now in Netherlands of Dhaka University. She herself came out in streets during this July revolution, which they call. That point of time, they all welcomed her. But just after that, being a woman, she gave certain suggestions to the government that was not taken, and she was tagged as a sex worker. So she is now in Netherlands. So people who were in the movement also are now under attack, because this is totally going in the path of the radicals.